However you decide to land on your yoga mat is just perfect. So find your way there. Take a seat or a child's pose or lay down. And we'll just take a moment to settle in, notice what we've brought to our mat, to our practice today. It's a whole new day. A whole new day. All right. So as we arrive, let's brighten our hearts. Let's take a moment to just draw those shoulders back just a little bit, just a really small movement. And then notice what that does. So sometimes it kind of encourages us to jut out our chin. Let's draw the chin back in. And then just notice how it feels. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, so you might close your eyes to tune into the body here. And you might feel just a little bit of, like this is muscularly engaging, right? As we begin to create a more erect spine, a more bright posture. But we can do it. So notice the muscles in the back, the upper back, and the abs, all contributing to this nice brightness that we're creating here. And then notice what's going on from head to toe. Let's take a little scan. So if you have any tension in the jaw, just notice it. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through some of that. So for now, we'll just take inventory. So notice maybe there's a little tension around the brow. See if you can soften the face, soften the jaw. And move on down and swallow in the throat. See if you can relax that area of the throat. And if you feel like taking any movements to loosen up the neck, just organically, just move as your body dictates, suggests, invites. And then move on down to your heart space. Notice how your heart is today. Feel your belly. Maybe soften that a little bit. Relax those muscles. We tend to want to suck it in. Just relax. Allow the hips to soften toward the floor. And just notice sensation in the legs, the feet, the knees. No judgment, just noticing. Good. And then from there, begin to take stock of your external surroundings, noticing the temperature of the air. If your eyes are closed, the light that filters through the eyelids. And then notice the sounds in your space. Begin to invite in a deeper breath. Filling up first that belly, the rib cage, and then on up into the lungs, filling up completely to the tippy tops of the lungs. Maybe you notice that draws your shoulders back and down a little bit more, brightening up a little bit more. That's good. And release that air just as slowly as you breathed it in. Yeah. Let it go until the belly draws back into the spine. Good. Begin again, filling up, slowing it down. Just taking this time for ourselves, noticing the nuance of the breath. Let it go. Good. Let's take one more together. And let it go together. Good. And then blink open your eyes. Let's take some gentle neck circles. So circling that nose right in front of your face, taking it as big as you like, maybe starting small, getting a little bit bigger. And close your eyes so you don't get dizzy. Excellent. And then switch directions, paying attention to the differences as you change directions. Nice. And then as you're ready, just pause, stop there, let yourself re-establish that nice tall posture, maybe keeping the eyes closed. Just tune in again. And then we'll take the chin down to the chest, draw the shoulders forward, let the belly draw into the spine and round forward. And then on your inhale, shine your heart, draw the shoulders back, gaze up. Good. Rounding forward on your exhale. Chin comes to chest, so we get that stretch in the back of the neck. And then let your gaze rise as your shoulders draw back and stretch the front of the throat. We'll take two more, moving with your breath. Inhaling as you open and expand, and then exhale as you round forward. Excellent. Sitting up nice and tall again. Let's release the legs. Let's just bring our feet in front of us. Give your ankles a nice little rub. Pink up your feet. And then take your hands gently behind you so your fingers are facing forward. And just rock your knees from side to side. Excellent. We'll just warm up our hips a little bit. And then as we come back, we'll come back to seated, crisscross the opposite way. So it's going to change the experience for the hips. So just notice. And if you're not sitting up on something already, you might want to tuck something under you. Good. Take your arms out wide. Inhale, reach up. Get really long in the side body. Maybe even wiggle around. Feel that length that you've created. Fingertips reaching up to the sky. And then take your left arm over to the left. Right arm reaches up and over. And then gaze under that right arm and take a side stretch, keeping that right bum on the floor. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. And then exhale. Switch sides, slowly, moving slowly. Good. Keeping the left cheek on the floor as much as you can. Good. And we'll move again slowly, just taking it from side to side. Warming up the side body. Moving in that side to side direction with your breath. That union of breath to movement. Nice. Good. And on this last one, just come up to center. We'll take our hands to the front of our legs. Just take some gentle circles with our hips. So just gently. Don't have to be rough with ourselves. We're going to be easier on ourselves. I'm usually pretty hard on myself, so I'm trying not to be. So let's be gentle. Switch directions here. Getting into the lower back and the hips. Excellent. Come up to center before we get dizzy. Let's release the legs one more time. Rub the ankles, pink them up. And then see if you can draw your feet, your heels, up really close to the body and wrap your arms around. Give yourself a nice big hug. Take a gander up at the sky and then take a gander down towards your heart and round. Good. And then take your hands back behind you again with your legs touching. Just take your hips over from one side to the other. Getting into the outer hips. Just one more time. We got this. Good. And then, before we leave this perch, we're going to bring our feet together in Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. So you notice that there are different expressions of cobbler pose. So you can put your feet together close to your hips, and that'll give you a little more of a stretch of the inner thigh. And then if you move your legs out a little bit more, you might feel it more in your outer hips. So decide where you'd like your Baddha Konasana to give you the most benefit today. And then sit up nice and tall again. Shine your heart, smile. And as you exhale, come forward until you feel that stretch in the lower back, and then assess it. Check it out. Make sure you're not going too far. And then decide if you want to take it a little bit more. Only do that if you are ready. And we'll breathe here for 3 breaths. Good. And giving us that sense of expansion. Good. One more full round of breath. And then as you're ready, roll on up slowly. And we'll take ourselves to our mat. So I have a blanket here I love to put under my knees, so hopefully you do too. Smooth out the wrinkles, and we'll come up to tabletop. And when we get to tabletop, just Sophie shake it out. That's my dog. She likes to shake her butt when she's happy to see you. So find some stillness now. Let the tops of the feet rest on the floor. And we'll take our left arm up and reach it up until you feel that stretch in the shoulders, keeping the hips level. And then as you're ready, thread it on under and through. We'll come into a thread the needle. So that left arm reaches through, reach the right arm up. And decide if this is enough of a stretch for your shoulder. Maybe you want to take a little rotation of this right shoulder, or maybe you want to flip your palm and take it around behind to your sacrum and let that be a resting place in a half bind. Good. Breathe in here. And breathe out. One more breath in. And a slow breath out. Then slowly release. Take the right hand down to the mat. We'll sweep that left arm back up. See if you have a little more mobility of the shoulder. Decide maybe you want to take a little circle here. Bring a little juiciness into that left shoulder. And then just lower it down to the mat. Sophie, shake it out again. And then take a look over your right shoulder. See if you can see your right foot. And then take it over your left. Good. Come back to center. We'll take the right arm up, inhaling it up. Good. And then exhale, thread it on through, sending it through underneath that left arm. Bring the right temple down to the floor. Inhale, left arm reaches. Decide if you'd like to take a circle here or a half bind. Keeping your hips square. Let's breathe in here. And breathe out. Good, one more breath. Let it go. Reach that left arm back up. Send it to the floor on your exhale. And then inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale, right hand comes back down to the mat. Good. Here we are. Maybe Sophie, shake it out again. Take a gander over to your left. And then a gander over to your right. And coming back to center, drop your belly, lift your gaze, inhale. And round as you exhale. And work through a few cat-cows just to get the spine all juicy. Moving with your breath. Nice. Pressing the mat away on every cat pose. And then Dipping the belly toward the floor, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears on your cow pose. So just a couple more here. So good for the spine. Really draw the belly into the spine on your cat. And then let's find neutral together. Maybe Sophie, shake it out. And take your hands just a little bit, couple inches in front of where they were. Tuck your toes and get that nice stretch of the feet. And if you're ready, go ahead. Let's lift our hips and come into our first downward facing dog. So you know your dog, so you might want to have your knees really bent or just slightly bent. And you can decide that by taking your dog for a little walk, bending your knees, one and then the other, and decide how you like it. And then press your heels back toward the floor as you pause and feel that stretch in the hamstrings. You might be noticing your shoulders a little bit. Just come up on your toes 1 or 2 times. Lower your heels back to the floor. Just checking in with the feet, the calves, the hamstrings. And then on your next inhale, come up on your toes, look forward to between your hands, and take a slow walk, slower than you think you want to. And just arrive at the front of your mat whenever it seems appropriate. So no timetable really. So once you get there, let's take our hands to our elbows and find a ragdoll. And shake it out, yes and no. Relax the back of the neck. Just let the head be heavy. Breathe in. Maybe your knees are really bent here. Maybe your legs are a little more straight. Couple more breaths, in and out. Just let this upside down pose do its magic. We'll get a little rosy glow for the day. And on your inhale, let's meet in a half table, so Ardha Uttanasana. So the shoulders draw back, and the spine is straight, so the gaze would be somewhere right in front of you on the floor, like just a few feet in front of you, so that you have a long, neutral neck, no craning of the neck. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, just slide your hands on down. Find the floor with your fingertips or maybe just your feet. Good. And then as you're ready, bend your knees, root into the floor, and slowly make your way up to standing. Just a slow ascent. Once you get there, reach up. Get really long. Good. And then hands come right to your heart. And here we are standing. We've come a long way, baby, but not quite far enough, so let's keep going. So hands come to heart. Let's just take a moment to pause in mountain pose. So release the hands down and face them forward. Let's shine again. So draw the shoulders back and down. Yeah, shine the heart. Maybe palms face forward. Notice where your chin is in space. Imagine this long, beautiful line from the tailbone to the crown, getting really tall. And feel your legs engaged, the muscles and the quadriceps fired up. And take your awareness down to your feet. Feel all 4 sides of the feet, every little bone and every little toe pressing into the mat, maybe even gripping your mat. So you feel rooted, grounded. Good. And with that grounding, let's inhale, reach our arms way up, look up. And then look forward, take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and lean over to the right and look left. Making that C shape, that banana shape. So notice if that left leg is a little less committed to the floor. See if you can continue to engage the foot, the ankle, the leg on that left side as you come into this side stretch a little bit deeper. Good. Inhale as you come back up to center And exhale as you take a hold of the right wrist with your left hand. Leaning over, finding that C shape on this side. Good. Breathing in, sending that right foot down to the floor, right quadricep nice and engaged. And as you exhale, reach up again, look up. And we'll take the arms and cactus them. So bring them wide, bending at the elbows, and draw your shoulder blades toward one another. So the elbows are drawing outward and you're shining even more. And maybe your back will permit you to lean back, look up. Take a little back bend. Good, nice big shiny breath. And then as you exhale, take your hands behind your back, bend your knees as much as you need to. As you clasp your hands, we'll take a forward fold. Knees keep being bent as much as you need to. Let the head release down toward the floor and let the arms lift up if the shoulders are feeling ready for it. Good, take a nice big breath in, maybe straighten your legs a little bit, and then bend the right knee, take your gaze under the left shoulder. Left leg is straight, arms come over toward the right. Good, come back to center, lifting the arms back up to center, bend the left knee and take the gaze under the right shoulder. Good, breathing in. And breathing out as you come back to center, and then release those hands. Just let them float down toward the floor. Rotate your wrists a couple of times. Awesome. And then inhale, we'll root to rise, rising back up, reaching back up. We'll take one more side bend to the left, moving a little faster now, if you're ready. And then inhale back up to center. Take it over to the other side. Good. Reaching up, looking up. Take that back bend if it feels good. And then on your exhale, reach back if you like. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Come into your forward fold, straightening your legs, bending your left leg, looking right, underneath. And then switching, right leg, right knee bends, underneath, left shoulder, gaze. Good, inhale back to center, root to rise. And exhale, hands come to heart center. We'll just take a moment, pausing in mountain, our great mountain pose. Let your hands release down to the sides. Point those fingers down toward the floor as you open up your palms, draw your shoulders back, shine. Maybe close your eyes, take a breath here, just notice. Might feel a little bit of heat in the body, a little warmth. Starting to warm up a little bit. Good job. So let's get moving just a little bit more and then we'll stretch out. So when you're ready, take your hips back, bending your knees, come into a chair pose. Good. So lift and spread your toes and then re-engage those toes. So pressing every little joint in the feet into the floor. Maybe sink your hips a little bit lower. Yep. Firing up those glutes, firing up the hamstrings and the quads and the calves. Good. Breathe in one more time. And as you exhale, go ahead, fold forward. Take your hands to the floor. And we'll step back with the right leg. Nice big runner's lunge. So nice big stretch. And maybe rock forward and back. And then as you're ready, lower your knee. And you might want to tuck your blanket under that right knee if that works for you, if that feels good for you. And then hands can come to this left knee. We'll come into Anjaneyasana. Again, shining, shoulders drop down. And breathe here. Good. Nice big breath in. You appreciate your hip flexor on the right side. And a long, slow breath out. Maybe you rock forward a little bit. Good. Breathe in. One more. Breathe out. And then take the hands down to frame the left foot. We'll slide the hips back and straighten that left leg, lifting the left toes toward the face. You can walk your hands back so they frame that foot. And then shine again, look forward. Take a big breath. And as you exhale, nose comes to knee. Stretching the back of the leg here. Beautiful, couple more breaths. Slow and easy. Wins the race. Not that it's a race. All right, as you're ready, come back to center. Let's rise up to a low crescent. So reaching the arms up. Excellent. Reaching up, drawing the shoulders down, gazing forward. And then take the left hand down to your left side, just fingertips pointing toward the earth, and take your right arm overhead. Take a little side bend to the left. So that right knee is supporting you. Might be a little wobbly. That's okay. I am totally. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Maybe even look up. And then take your hands down. Frame that left foot. And we'll take the left foot back, left knee back, so that your right and left knees are both on the mat. So if you shake it out, and we'll take 2 cat-cows here before we switch sides. So just let your back get a good old cat-cow stretch. And then come to center. Make sure you're in the center of your mat. I'm going to move back a little bit. Knees are about hip width. Take your hands forward. We're going to slowly descend into a puppy pose. So the hips stay over the knees, but the hands reach way far forward. And keep your elbows up for just a second so you can appreciate the stretch in the shoulder. And then eventually, when you've just had enough, take your forehead to the floor and let yourself descend all the way down for a nice juicy puppy pose. So it's more of a stretch for the upper back. So if you're feeling it more in your lower back, just notice where you are and make a small adjustment so that it's more in your shoulders and your back, in your upper back. So sometimes if your hips are a little farther back, you might get a little more of a lower back experience, but this is more upper back. So we'll take a couple breaths here in puppy. Excellent. Yeah, it can get intense on the shoulders, so keep your breath smooth. And when you're ready, we're going to come back up through table. Take 2 more cat-cows. Just work out that back. Excellent. How you doing? Hair's in my face, I can't see. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes. We'll lift our hips and come on up to a downward facing dog. And we're not going to be here long, but if you'd like a little walk, feel free. And then when you're ready, come on up to the front of your mat and a slow rise up, all the way up, reaching up, getting long. Take your gaze forward and draw your hands down through your heart. And just pause here in mountain pose. Release your hands, palms face forward, shoulders drop down, shine. Good, and when you're ready, sit on down, come into your second chair, the second and last chair of the practice. So reach your arms up, frame your ears, draw your pinkies toward one another, sink your hips back a little bit more. Good. Hello, legs and glutes. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to fold forward, straightening the legs, taking fingertips to the floor. Find your forward fold. Inhale, come into your halfway lift. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. We'll step back with the right leg. And go ahead, lower the right knee. Come into Anjani Asana on this side. Shining, leaning forward. Okay, this is the same side. Switch. There we go. That feels right. If I'm wrong, just adjust. Sometimes the hazards of teaching yoga are that you get so in the moment you forget. No worries. All right, let's focus on this left hip flexor and enjoy it. As we lean forward a little bit more, hands can come to this right knee. Breathe in and shine. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Yeah. Good. One more breath. And let it go. And then take your hands down to frame that foot. Sink your hips back. Lift your front toes towards your nose. And we'll stretch the hamstring. So maybe your nose comes towards your knee. Maybe not. Enjoy it. Wherever you are, find your edge and decide if you want to go a little farther today, or maybe you just want to back off. Maybe you just want to back off. It's all good. Let's take one more breath. And as you exhale, we'll lower that right foot back to the floor. Send that right knee over the right ankle. Come on up to your low crescent lunge, reaching your fingertips way up there. Drop those shoulders down. And then take the right hand so the fingertips are reaching toward the floor. Take your left arm overhead and lean over to the right. So side stretch, maybe even look left. So a little bit of balance challenge here. It's all good. Nice. Good. Let's take one more breath. Embrace the wobble. And then slowly lower the left hand down. Take both hands to frame that foot. We'll curl the toes on the left foot. Send the right foot back to meet the left. And downward facing dog. Here we go. Nice juicy down dog. Press those heels toward the floor. Send your gaze back towards your knees or your belly button. Notice if you have any dog hairs on your mat or your person. Nice big breath in and a long slow breath out. And when you're ready, left foot stays planted, right leg lifts. Let's take a little hip circle, just a little one, just a little circle with that right leg. Nice. And then as you're ready, draw that knee in like you're doing one of those cat poses. So your belly draws into your spine, your knee comes toward your nose. And then look forward and see if you can step forward. And we'll rise up into a high lunge here on this side. So take your time getting there, right leg forward. And the right knee over the right ankle would be good alignment. Going for as good as we can, right? And reach the fingertips up, draw the pinky fingers together. Pinky fingers, draw the pinkies toward one another. And just arrive here. So big stretch, strong warrior pose here. Good. Nice big breath in. And then spin that back foot to flat and come into warrior two with me. So extending those arms from the shoulders. Right knee still over that right ankle, and the back foot spun flat at an angle with that right heel intersecting the back foot, the center of the back foot. Good. Breathe in here, so strong. And as you're ready, flip your palms. Inhale as you straighten your right leg. Look up, let your palms touch, maybe even clap overhead. Good. As you exhale, sweep your palms down to the floor and bend your knee again. Good. We'll take two more. Inhale, sweep up, straighten the leg, clap overhead, and exhale, sink back down. Good. One more. Inhale, sweep up, look up, clap. And exhale, sink on down, shoulders release down, away from the ears. Beautiful warrior two. Good. Flip the right palm Take the left hand down to the left leg and reach up and over. Peaceful warrior. Good. Pressing into the left side of the left foot, right knee over the right ankle. I have a red-headed woodpecker out my window. He's so pretty. Good. When you're ready, come back in through warrior two. Nice. And then take your right elbow to your right thigh, and we'll come into a side angle. So left arm reaches overhead. Nice. Excellent. Beautiful. When you're ready, turn your torso to face forward. Your back foot will spin forward. And then bring your hands down to frame your right foot. And then send your right leg back. And here we are in plank pose. Good. So rock forward on your toes and come to your knees or all the way down to your mat. We'll just make our way to the floor for just a little bit, not too long. And once you get there, just Sophie shake it out. Hips shaking right and left. Release tension in the lower back, tops of the feet on the floor. Take a nice big breath in. And a long exhale. Good. And when you're ready, lift up, take your hands to either side of your shoulders, draw those shoulders back, and shine as you press into your mat, coming into a cobra. So your cobra might be a low cobra. You might decide you're ready for more of a back bend, but your knees can stay on the floor. And then slowly lower down in your exhalation. We'll take two more, just pressing into your cobra. So it's a chance to shine. Decide how you want to shine. So arms can be just slightly bent or more on the straight side, but keep those elbows tucked into the body. And this will be our last one, so wherever you are, come up through your tabletop. Bring your hands under your shoulders, and we'll take 2 cat-cows just to work out the back. Slow and easy. Excellent. Good. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes, lift your hips, eye wide, last down dog. Good. When you're ready, lift that left leg up high. Maybe take a couple of hip circles here. Excellent. Re-extend it. Draw that knee toward the nose and round. Belly comes into spine. Take a nice big breath in and a long breath out. And then look forward. Take that step forward. Rise on up. Find your crescent lunge. Good. Strong crescent on this side. So this left knee, tracking over that left ankle, reach those arms up and shine here. So shoulders draw down. Whew, gazing forward, finding all that strength, gathering all that strength. Good job. Inhale one more time. And on your exhale, we're going to open up, finding warrior two. Beautiful. So knee over ankle. Sending that energy out from the heart, out to the fingertips, out into the world. Beautiful job. On your exhale, take your right hand down your right leg. Lift your left arm. Reach up, peaceful warrior. Lean back. Good. Big breath in. And because I am forgetful today, send your left arm back down. Let's take that, flip the palms, take that little sequence, inhaling until we clap overhead and straighten our leg. Exhale. Good. Take 2 more. Excellent. See, things are sometimes not always in the same order. When you're ready, left arm comes to the left leg. Reach your right arm overhead. Take your side angle. Beautiful side angle here, making that angle with the body. Nice big breath in. Long, slow breath out. And when you're ready, spin your back foot so it's facing forward. Take your hands down to frame the left foot and step back. Here we are in plank again. Good. Maybe rock forward and back. And then the next time you come forward, gently lower yourself all the way down to the floor and make a little pillow. Make a little pillow with your hands, and Sophie, shake it out, turning your head to one side. And then find some stillness. Just feel the body. Feel the connection you are making with the floor beneath you. Feeling supported. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath. Take a nice big breath in and a long breath out. And then bring your forehead back to center. Send your left arm long in front of you. And take your right hand to the outside of the right shoulder and turn over to your left. So you're pressing yourself up with your right hand. And then take your right foot and just place it on the floor somewhere beneath you. And then see if you can inch your fingers on your left hand just a little forward, and you'll get a stretch in your shoulder. Hopefully it feels good. If you have any shoulder injuries, certainly back off. Good. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you're ready, we'll roll over to our belly and take a pause. Send that right arm forward. Maybe walk your fingertips up a little farther. Left hand comes to the outside of the left shoulder. And then take that left foot behind you. Propping yourself up, stretching that right shoulder. Just a gentle stretch. Good. Big breath in. And a long breath out. Nice. As you're ready, we're going to roll back over to our bellies. Bring your forehead to the floor. Take your hands to frame your shoulders. Press into all the joints of the fingers as you peel yourself up. And as you peel yourself up, bring your knees nice and wide. Perhaps tuck a blanket under if your surface is uncomfortable for your knees. And then sink your hips back. Come into a child's pose here. So forehead comes to the floor, arms extend, hips sink back. And we'll take 5 breaths here. Surrendering to this pose, letting our spine stretch, all the muscles along the spine, get a nice stretch. And the back of the neck is soft. Nice breath in. And a full breath out. Every breath in nourishing, sending fresh oxygen to every cell of the body. And every breath out, relaxing, softening, releasing tension and stress. Let's take 3 more together. On this next breath in, let's slowly bring ourselves up and come on over to one booty. And then take the other leg and cross it over. So I've got one leg bent with one heel against one hip. It doesn't matter which side, we're going to do both sides. Give yourself a nice big hug. Squeeze that leg into your body. Take your hand back behind you, and we'll take a twist in whatever direction you decided. Either side is great. So gentle neck twist here, breathing into it with grace, shining all the while. And take one more breath in, and an exhale to slowly unwind. And then we'll take this, well, this is my right leg, the leg that was crossed over. Open up into a half firefly. So I'm extending my left leg, so let's just go with that. Right leg comes into the inside of the left leg. And we'll take the left hand and just scooch it underneath that calf and flex the left foot so you have nice fired up legs. And then we'll take the right arm and lift it up and over as though we're reaching for that toe, another side stretch. And if you notice you have a little air between the right knee and the floor, go ahead and tuck something under there. Just feel really supported. And then once you get here, just kind of surrender. Maybe you can pretend you're reaching for your toe, and maybe you reach your toe. I never do. No worries. Breathe in. Breathe out. And let's take 2 more breaths here together. Nice. Come up slowly, slower than you think. Come up with a flourish, why not? And then we'll take the opposite heel to the opposite side. And we'll crisscross over. Wait, I already did that side. It's the second time I've done this. Okay, so give yourself a big hug and twist to the opposite direction. Good. Shine your heart as you inhale. And as you exhale, take your juicy twist, gazing out over that opposite shoulder, tucking where needed. Maybe you need something under your bum. That's good. Helps you sit up a little taller. Excellent. Let's take one more breath. Maybe take your gaze a little more toward that shoulder, breathing in and breathing out. And then as you're ready, we'll slowly unwind, and we'll take I have the left foot tucked into the inside of my right leg. And then I'm going to take my right hand and slide it under my calf. Give it a little encouragement here. And then take that left arm up and overhead and lean over. And maybe your left leg on this side, maybe you don't have as much air, so you don't particularly want something tucked under there, but maybe you do. So keep those right toes flex toward the ceiling and lean. And we'll take 2 more breaths here. Just settling in. Nice side stretch here, keeping that torso turned toward the center. You get a little more of a stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Excellent. When you're ready, come up slowly, slower than you think. And then we're going to take the legs nice and wide on our mat. So it's good if you can sit lengthwise. Or if you have a carpet, you can just... And then it's always good to tuck something under your bum. Find a little more height there for your hips. And then here you are. This is perfectly fine. So we're getting the stretches in the inner thighs. This is great. And if you'd like to take it a little deeper, take your fingertips and just take a little walk till you find your edge, and keep those feet engaged so toes are flexed toward the ceiling. Take another breath in and shine. And then on your exhalation, maybe you want to come on down toward the floor and find your forward fold here. And we're going to be here for a good 5 breaths. So find a spot where you can really be present. So if you're a little too stretchy, you might want to back off a little bit and bring your legs a little closer together. And if you feel good, just close your eyes. And let's take 5 slow, easy breaths together. Remembering the longer exhalations are the ones that really do the magic for the parasympathetic nervous system. They help us to totally check in to that present moment. Soften the back of the neck and the jaw. Let your awareness rest on the breath. The rise of the inhale and the fall of the exhale. Good. One more breath. One more exhalation. And as you're ready, take your hands to the floor. Slowly press your way up. And then take the hands to the outsides of the legs and gently draw them in. Yeah. And then we'll take ourselves down to the floor. We'll find our backs. Come all the way down. And once you get there, let your head and shoulders just feel the support of the mat. And just notice, is there a little more space in that lower back, that curve of the lower back? We've created that. Give your knees a little squeeze. Maybe take some rocks from side to side or some circles. It's always nice for a little gentle massage. And then as you're ready, gently drop your knees over to the right. Take your left arm, extend it out. Open up this shoulder, this whole chest, the front of the pecs. Just let that open and take your gaze in that direction. Just close your eyes. And breathe here in this twist. See where you can soften. See where you can let go. Wherever you can, it's good. Any little place sends a signal to all the rest of the kids on the block to just relax, soften, chill. Let's take one more breath here. And a long exhalation draws our knees back to our chest. Maybe take a couple more rocks or circles. And then eventually take those knees over to the left. Good. Open up that right arm. Open up the chest on the right side, the shoulder on the right side. Create space. And turn your gaze in that direction and see where you can soften here. So just notice where you're holding tension and see if you can let it go. Nice big breath in. Long breath out. On the next exhalation, slowly draw your knees back towards center. And we'll extend the legs long, wide as your mat. Just let the feet slide out. And let the arms open up. Find a sweet Shavasana. Tuck your shoulders underneath though. Get nice and shiny. Soften the eyes. Soften the jaw. And let the tongue drop down from the roof of the mouth. Free up your throat by swallowing. And just let your torso, your hips, your legs be heavy. Hands and Arms and shoulders relax. And the feet fall out. Nothing to do here. As you move through your day, perhaps you'll take this poem by Dana Faulds that spoke to me today. It's called Posture Flow. Carry this with you as you move through your day. This is a sacrament, a prayer of breath, a symphony of soul and motion. This is yoga, emerging from the inside out, all here in the singular meditation of spirit. Trust that the body knows what it needs, if you dare to follow where it leads. Begin to deepen the breath. Make small movements, fingers, toes, turn your head from side to side. And as you're ready, roll to one side and maybe join me in a comfortable seat on your mat, or stay where you are. As you arrive, inhale, reach your arms up, reach for all the goodness. One more time, get long, look up. Things are looking up. And then let your palms draw together. Take a moment of reverence, bowing to your own light and to the beauty of this world. And some appreciation, some gratitude. Thank you for spending your yoga practice with me. Until next time, namaste.